The name Road Runner used to strike fear into the hearts of stoplight warriors. The late 60s and early 70s saw the Plymouth Road Runner dominate the streets as one of the most affordable and powerful muscle cars of its time. But then, the Malaise Era happened. Emissions regulations, rising insurance rates, and the oil crisis hit Detroit hard, and the muscle car heyday came to a grinding halt. By 1975, the once feared Road Runner was no longer the quarter-mile king it used to be. But was it really a failure? Or was the 1975 Plymouth Road Runner an underrated gem in Mopar history? Today, we uncover the forgotten Road Runner of the Malaise Era, the fall of the muscle car era. To understand the 1975 Plymouth Road Runner, we first need to look at the state of the American car industry in the mid-70s. Muscle cars had enjoyed an insane run in the late 60s, but by the early 70s, things took a turn for the worse. The Clean Air Act and new emissions regulations meant that high-horsepower engines were being choked by catalytic converters and restrictive smog equipment. Meanwhile, skyrocketing gas prices had people trading in their big block monsters for economy cars. Plymouth, like every other car maker, had to adapt. The Road Runner couldn't survive as a gas-guzzling, tire-burning beast. It had to change. And not everyone was happy about the 1975 Plymouth Road Runner, a new era. So what did Plymouth do to keep the Road Runner alive? Well, in 1975, the model was no longer its own distinct muscle car, but rather a trim package for the redesigned Plymouth Fury-based satellite. That's right, the Road Runner had gone from a lightweight street racer to a larger, bulkier B-body coupe. But don't let that fool you. This wasn't just a dressed-up family car. The 75 Road Runner still had aggressive styling, featuring bold stripes, a shaker hood, and a menacing stance. Plymouth even kept the cartoon Road Runner badging, proving that they hadn't completely abandoned their muscle car roots. But the real question was, what was under the hood? Engine options and performance. Here's where things get interesting. While emissions regulations neutered most muscle cars, Plymouth still offered some respectable engine choices for the 1975 Road Runner. The base engine was a 318 cubic inch, 5.2-liter V8, producing a mere 150 horsepower, not exactly muscle car territory. But if you were willing to spend a little more, you could upgrade to the 360 V8, the 400 V8, or even the legendary 440 cubic inch big block. The top-tier 440 V8 made around 275 horsepower, which was a far cry from the 400-plus horsepower monsters of the late 60s, but still respectable for the mid-70s. With the right gearing and a little tuning, a 1975 Road Runner could still light up the tires and put down. While the 1975 Road Runner wasn't the lightweight street brawler it once was, it still had decent performance for the era. The car featured Chrysler's torsion bar suspension, which gave it better handling than many of its competitors. And with an optional Sure Grip limited slip differential, you could still have some fun sliding it around corners. Of course, at nearly 4,000 pounds, the 1975 Road Runner wasn't exactly nimble, but compared to other Malaise era cars, it held its own. And let's be honest, few things sound why it's forgotten. So why don't more people talk about the 1975 Road Runner? Well, for starters, it was overshadowed by its own past. The high-revving, tire-smoking Road Runners of 1968 to 1971 had set the bar incredibly high, and by comparison, the 75 model felt like a disappointment to muscle car purists. The mid-70s also saw a shift in buyer priorities. Instead of seeking out gas-guzzling performance cars, many Americans were looking for fuel efficiency and reliability. The rise of compact imports from Japan meant that traditional muscle cars were losing their appeal. Today, finding a clean 1975 Plymouth Road Runner is a challenge. But for Mopar fans who appreciate the Malaise era's forgotten muscle cars, this overlooked classic is a hidden gem waiting to be rediscovered. So, was the 75 Road Runner a misunderstood muscle car? Or was it just another casualty of the Malaise era? Let us know in the comments below. If you love classic muscle cars and forgotten performance legends, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome automotive content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.